All right, welcome everybody to today's live stream. Okay, I want to start off by saying we had a bit of a mess up. We forgot to actually schedule the stream. Everybody in the community knows about it. Everybody on our newsletter knows about it, but on YouTube it wasn't scheduled. This might be one of my favorite streams that I've prepared ever. What are we gonna do today? For anybody who might be uninitiated, we ran a public AI challenge over the last 6 weeks and asked, well, everybody across the YouTube newsletter and our private community to create a very specific type of vibe-coded website, one that generates quotes every day, new quotes. And today we're going to be looking at, well, actually we're going to be looking at every single submission, and we're going to be learning about the different features that people implemented to inspire you on what you could create with AI. Every single one of these submissions has something unique about them, and we're gonna spend the next hour or so looking at what you guys created, at the different sites you guys created, hosted on the internet, many of you with zero previous AI development experience. This is going to be amazing because every one of these sites is unique and they do something unique. And we're gonna be reviewing it all. So that's the plan for today. So if you were thinking about vibe coding, if you already at it, building different apps, different websites, this is going to be a well of inspiration for you. That's the idea today. And along the way, we're gonna have some fun. I prepared a few extras and there's gonna be a winner because it's a challenge. First spot gets a yearly membership and $100 in cash. Second spot gets gets a quarterly subscription, and the third spot gets also a quarterly subscription. So a lot of practical AI use cases in today's video relating to vibe coding and creating websites. This should be good. But before we get going, how is everybody doing? How are my wonderful people in the chat? I already see Carol Gerhardt, Membrane AI, Benny Ark. How are you guys doing on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday? I want to show you something before we begin. Look, I was thinking about how to improve things around here. Look what I did. Check this out. See this? I can write. Isn't this amazing? I have a new iPad setup type of thing here, and then I can just delete my horrible handwriting. We're going to be using this throughout the stream. What we'll be concretely doing is every time we look at a new website, I want to kind of take a pause and write down the learnings, the unique feature that you could be implementing, okay? So we're not just gonna be looking at these and reviewing them for the challenge, although we'll be doing that too. We will also be looking at every single one of these unique websites and kind of pointing out what you could be implementing for your own websites. Because trust me, if I say we asked for creativity and we got it. I was also considering to structure the stream in a way where I'll be vibe coding aside while reviewing, but I thought that was sort of not really the point here. I'd rather figure out the best work of other people rather than showing you some basic workflow. We created a bunch of vibe coding starter videos over the past weeks, and that covers that. Maybe we'll do more streams on the exact step-by-step workflow, but today we'll be looking at all these challenge results. So for anybody who might not be familiar, let me switch to my screen and kind of show you what's up, and if anybody has questions or anything like that, there's a live chat so we can go through. So I'll be answering things throughout. Okay, wait, I need to switch over here. That's it, that was the YouTube studio. This is what we're looking at today, okay? Public area for community. If you're not familiar, we have a private, exclusive paid membership community to teach you AI skills and to provide networking and personalized support. And what we do every 1 or 2 months or so is we issue a new challenge. And basically the idea of this challenge was create a website that generates new quotes with vibe coding tools. Okay, so use AI tools to create a quote generation website, one of the simplest types of websites that you could create. These are the prizes for the first 3 people. And this is what we'll be judging it on, mainly based on the creativity of the submissions. And down here, we have a bunch of different submissions, and this is what we're going to be looking at today. As you can see, we have a variety of members with a variety of profile pictures and styles already in here, just by looking at these pictures. Can I do this? Yeah, but I can't. I need to. I don't see the. I don't see the actual screen on the iPad, so I can kind of just guesstimate it. But as you can see, each one of these is a unique website, and what we'll be doing is we'll be going through all of these. I mean, we have some crazy ones like this. We have some crazy functional ones like this one by Dirk. I'm just showing you a few kind of like previews of what we'll be looking at today. Here it's generating, there's daily streaks, some people built in voice generators, some people built in interactive quizzes, some people like just all types of experiences that you can do inside of a web app with something simple like Lovable, Claude Code, Codex CLI, Cursor, Windsurf, you name it, Vibecode tools. It has been done here in our challenge and we'll be reviewing it all. I mean, look, surely there's even more that you could do, but I believe that by just spending an hour and seeing what people have done, hopefully, my hope is that you will walk away from the stream a little more inspired than you were before. But before we actually do that, I need to do one quick test with everybody in here, okay? One quick test. This is a very practical one. I need to know if my audio is coming through, because I've tested this, but if my experience in live streaming, video production, but especially live streaming has taught me anything, like no matter how much you prepare, only in live environment is the real deal. So let me just ask you the following. If I switch over to the desktop view and I just play the iconic, you know, how to use ChatGPT in 2 minutes video, like so, simple question chat. Can you hear this? Welcome to this tutorial on how to use ChatGPT, the revolutionary AI. Can you hear that? If you can hear that, we're all ready to go and we can begin, because a lot of these websites, they're going to include audio, which I absolutely love. Some people made custom soundtracks that play in the back. Audio okay? Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Thank you so much, Raluca. Okay, now that we have a little bit of time for people to stream in, for people to come in, I wanna... Well, we're gonna do Q&A in the end, actually. But I just wanna say a big and heartfelt thank you to everybody who submitted to this challenge. I mean, I know how much work this can be if you're doing it for the very first time. I know that a lot of content creators, and I'm guilty of this too, kind of show up and they're like, hey, vibe coding, you can do it without technical knowledge, and we try to make it look easy. We try to package it with enthusiasm to get you motivated and to get you inspired to start working. But the fact of the matter is, everything that includes a computer can be frustrating. It can be, okay? And especially these technical things like getting things installed, getting packages installed and using the terminal, and how do I navigate my file system? How do I install Node.js on the version of my computer? All these things, they can be very frustrating. I realize that, and not everything goes as smoothly as every tutorial you have ever seen. I mean, people in this chat will know that. Nevertheless, a lot of you pushed through. For some people, it went super smoothly. Some people documented their entire journey in here. For example, I would like to point out, for example, Gerhard sharing all his successes and failures on the way to creating his application. But this journey, my friend, makes a person not just more skilled, but also stronger as a person. And the next time you'll be building something, you'll have all of this figured out. Because with vibe coding, it's very often about the setup. It's about the setup. Once you have it, it's smooth. But you gotta get it running for the first time. That's why so many people love, for example, Lovable, because it's just like a web interface and you like type in one thing and there's the site. There's not a lot of setup. Some of these other tools might be more powerful, but they take a little more setup. So shout out to everybody in here who submitted. I wouldn't say like half of these people have never vibe coded anything before. So this is gonna be incredible to look at. All right, so with that being said, Gerhard said yes with echo. Okay. We'll see if we can figure that out. Maybe by muting the second channel, we'll be able to hear those things. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you for making your way into this corner of the internet. Thank you for making it on this live stream, and by making some time in your busy life to hang out with me and to look at some vibe coded websites of our community members. I had so much fun. Like seriously, like I want to emphasize how fun it was to look at these websites, because each one of them just reflected the people's personalities, and yeah, it was just amazing. So what we're gonna start right here is I'm gonna use this screen, this view, as kind of our how to put it, as our notebook to capture all the innovations, all the inspiration from these sites, okay? So again, we're gonna be looking at these different websites, but we'll be also extracting what you could kind of adopt from them yourself. And I'll be doing that by using this little pen here. And forgive my handwriting, it's not the best, but you know, it adds a little personal touch. And I found an app that actually uses a little bit of like writing correction to make it a little smoother. So what we'll be doing is we'll be adding things onto the screen, and on top I'll just say, okay, let's see if we can make this one nice, because this will stick. There you go, okay. Yeah, this works. So let's actually do white, and let's say, vibe inspirations. Yeah, that's not the best. I mean, if I wanted the best, I wouldn't be handwriting. It's not the best, but it's real. So we got our little title here. What we'll end up doing here, we might even type in proper letters like this. Just gotta make it a little larger. But what we will end up doing here is pointing out all of these different vibe coded features on the screen. What I'll be doing, my plan for this stream is to be switching back and forth like so. We'll be looking at a website and then we capture our features on here. Ready to go? Oh, kind of shows on here too, huh? I'm gonna turn it off. Beautiful. All right, let's get to it, chat. All right. No, I know I wasn't sharing the screen. Now we are. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just open up all of these sites down here, because I think maybe I'll have Level Labs open over here, because I really think that all of these are worth some attention. Now, I'm gonna brush over a lot of these just because we have so many submissions to go through, but I wanna give a little bit of attention to each one of these, because literally every one of them is unique. And that's what you get. When you create things, then they're gonna be unique. Just a reminder for anybody who might have tuned in, a bunch of different websites created by our members with the goal of winning a cash prize and a yearly membership. Second prize is 3 months membership. Third prize is a 3 months membership. What we'll be doing here in the end, we have the team votes, we have my votes, and you will also be voting in chat once you look at these. Okay, and that's it. We'll be judging these by creativity, and the goal was to create an AI-driven web app delivering daily motivational quotes or affirmations personalized by the user. And yeah, you just have to vibe code it and use AI in the process, and also use AI in the output. So with that being said, let's look at the very first one from our dear community member, Derek, who loves vibe coding. He's like the vibe coding guy in the community. He has a whole registry of apps, and he kind of like leads the charge inside our community on a lot of these things and a lot of the innovations. By the way, Dirk, I would love to hear if you have any thoughts on the Gemini 2.5 Pro or O3 Pro releases. Anybody else got any thoughts on those? 2 big models releasing over the last week, but let me stay on topic here. I could talk about that for an hour straight. Point being, he actually submitted 2 apps, okay? So I'm not sure how to judge this, because you're supposed to submit 1. So maybe I'm just gonna take the newer one that has more interactions anyway. So also here we had 2 submissions. I'm just gonna like judge the newer one, okay? So, you know, there was no specific rule that said you're not allowed to do that. So let's have a look at the first one, okay? Either way, this is really fun because there's actually 3 approaches, okay? He has a quote my vibes, quote personas, and quote these journey. This one is, well, I think a bit more interactive. And this is just based on vibes. So he literally built 3 apps into one, and he gave you the exact prompts that he used to build these. So I believe this was built with Lovable. And right here, you can see every single thing that has been done for the 3 different apps. And you have everything in here. And it's, yeah, maybe you can give some context, Dirk, if you're here. If you're looking for more context, there's always posts where they outline every single step and how it went. I'm not going to go super in depth into everything. If you care to gather more context, it's there. This is all publicly and freely available. All right, let's have a look at this. So first one, quote my vibe. How does this work? So you go in here, and Select your current mood and we'll generate a personalized motivational quote with a matching vibe image. By the way, besides creativity, also like user experience is a criteria. So if it doesn't intuitively make sense here for me, then that wasn't good for the scoring. Let's see. So how are we feeling? Me right now, you know what? Before the stream, I was a little stressed out because the stream wasn't scheduled. But actually right now, I feel super excited to go through these. So we'll pick that. We'll keep it real here. And let's see. Tell me more about what's on your mind. Yeah, just reviewing. Okay, so it's a chat bot that gives you personalized quotes. That's interesting already. Just reviewing vibe-coded websites. Let's see what we get here. Okay, it's creating my personalized vibe-based quote. And there it is. Bottle this feeling of excitement. It's pure life force. Let it carry you to possibilities you haven't even dreamed of. Okay, that's sweet. With a little picture of a deer, I suppose, that adds to the excitement. I don't know. Not exactly sure what the deer is doing there. But hey. So what was unique here already, like the fact that you can kind of like add these chatbot modalities within your website is sort of interesting, no? So I could also share it. Okay, so that doesn't work yet. I like the fact that you kind of give a disclaimer here that, hey, this doesn't work yet. But yeah, there you go. So that's the first one, pretty straightforward. You have personas. Let's just skip to the quoties journey here. So I believe this one was really different. So you can choose a vibe. Okay, so what's the vibe here? I think right now, this is Fine Dog is the vibe for sure. This is Fine Dog. And again, it's a chatbot. So this is Fine Meme. Interesting choice. Tell me, why did that one click with you today? He just looks so friendly. That little dog is always a vibe. Oh, and this gets a 404R. I believe. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I like a custom error message right there. Okay, so I think other users experience this too, which is a shame. Yeah, 404 error over here. I remember that. Maybe let's try a different one, see if all of them are that way. But this is sort of interesting, right? So first we looked at a chatbot, but now we're looking at a chatbot that actually gathers some context from a quick form. And all of this you can ask for, right? And if you're like, hey, how could I ask for it? Well, Dirk gave us his prompts right here, so you can check it out right here. But even though this doesn't work, it's sort of an interesting approach, right? Because you're not just launching into the chatbot, it's actually gathering some, this one seems to work. So, okay, we're feeling cheerful, motivate quotey. So it's dynamically gathering context before we're even launching into the chatbot. Okay, and it doesn't work. Oh, or it does. Even a tiny spark like a friendly face in a meme can light up the whole world, quotey. Okay, so I suppose it somehow worked. Quote is quick spark. Yeah, uses AI to generate it. So, okay, so not perfect, but I think the point here is really interesting. Like chatbot plus a form in the beginning to actually gather context, okay? So what I'm gonna do here with everyone is this, okay? Maybe I'm gonna use proper text because if I'm gonna be handwriting this, there's not gonna be any space on screen here. So what I'm gonna do here is just go here and be like chatbot, chatbot plus quote. No, not entirely quote, but okay. I think that's pretty good. Is that readable? It's a bit hard to read, no? Okay, maybe increase the size a bit more. Okay, I think that's pretty nice. Arguably, we could add a little background. We can do that in the end, but I think that sort of works, no? Oops. Okay, by the way, doing this for the first time with the drawing, I think it's kind of amazing. I love it. Okay, so chatbot plus quote. Maybe more precisely, we would be like form into chatbot, right? So it gathers context from a form, and then it creates a chatbot that is informed by the context from the form. I think that's actually super smart. That's actually super smart. And yeah, we have 75 people hanging out already. That's amazing. Christos asking questions. I don't know. I don't want to break the flow of kind of the education here, but what do I think of the new Apple design change? I'm not a fan. I love it minimalistic. I'm not a fan, but we'll see. Okay, back on track. Next one, okay? So we have like 12 more of these to go through, or 15. So let's do that. So good job, Dirk, for putting this together. There was some 404 error with the find dog, but that's okay. We said we're gonna consider the second one anyway. Prompts are here. Let's speed this up a little bit. Alex, man, Alex, the personality expression and creativity on this one, I'm a big fan. So check this out. Alex created this website, which, did this one have sound? No, it had sound like here, right? You hear this? Yeah, I think you hear this. So actually now the echo should be gone, right? Gerhard, you said there's echo. Now it should be fine. So how this works is you can pick kind of like the setting of the site. And I think that's so unique, right? And then there's 3 slots here and you could kind of pick tiles. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a little, okay, time. How about a $sign? Maybe let's try and tell a story here. So like time, dollars, and growth. And then you get this custom button here. Look at that. Whisper into the wind. Okay, let's try. Let's whisper into the wind. Listening for a response. Oh wait, hold up. What? I could have actually said something? Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. No, I don't think it listens. I'm not sure. Petals unfurl slowly, yet blossoms abundantly. That's deep. So deep that I'm not even exactly sure what that means. But okay, let's try one more. How about sunshine? No, sunrise. That's interesting. Okay, whispers into the wind. As petals unfurl, inner radiates, illuminating the path. Okay, it's a bit hard to read, similar to my handwriting, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to judge the quotes. I'm here to judge the creativity of the website, and I think that is just, this is so unique. Look, you can just do more, and you could change the style, so maybe we make it brighter so it's easier to read. There you go. River's gentle flow, like time, reshapes the soul. If that's not beautiful, I don't know anymore. So look at that. Isn't that an amazing kind of like concept? Have you ever seen, like, be honest, like, has anybody seen a vibe-coded website like this? I think this is super amazing. Ryan saying, just want to see O3 Pro. Don't worry, Ryan, we're already on the case. Friday's video is going to have extensive coverage of it. We're already on top of it. Long story short, it's the best model for everything non-coding and non-writing. Yeah, I think that's a fair evaluation. Okay, so this is super unique. And what is the unique thing that we could point out here? I think what I would like to point out is the feature that this design changer here on the side. I feel like it adds so much, and with the little sounds, it just feels great. I really love these 3 blocks here. I'm just not sure how you could like practically build this into other sites. I mean, it's sort of like gamified, I guess. You could do forms like this, I suppose. There's so many things to take away here. But I'm gonna, like, as a creative takeaway, what I'm gonna pick is I'm gonna pick this little I need to duplicate this. Here, duplicate. And what I'm gonna actually pick is the little style selector. I mean, interactive style selector, or is it like, I'll call it the multi-style selector. I mean, a lot of these won't make sense without watching the video, but then, hey, that's or the stream, but that's the point. You gotta kind of like check out the different sites to see this. But yeah, there you go. Back to the next website. So really, really good job here. Alex, I mean, wow. There's a step-by-step. The whisper generation, yeah, I want to read up on this. The current wood type contributes to the tone of the information. Okay, and you're using the Grok LLM to make it extremely fast. I see, because the Grok APIs, they're like the fastest They give you the fastest inference. Handwriting font effect. Custom drag and drop system. Amazing. So yeah, for more context, you can check it out here, but that's really something here. Okay, next one. Scorpy. My man, Scorpy is a storyteller, and he has an AI design studio. I talked to Scorpy in the comments in the public area already, and look at this beautiful piece of art right here. This website, I mean, just take that in for a second. And my favorite thing about this is the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous dark mode. Look at this. Have you ever seen a dark mode this nice? Or like this, the switcher work this well from day to night? I mean, hats off. The design skills on this are just amazing. Honestly. Now, here's the thing. The assignment was create a website that gives you a new quote every day, and it does that. So assignment is fulfilled, and then it was all about the creativity. So, you know, it might not be as interactive as some of the other sites, but I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, you can switch between different quotes here, like so, and then it also changes the character portraits along with it. Takes a second sometimes, but that's okay. Isn't this incredible? I mean, it's just so well put together. And I think the night mode, like I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen a nicer night mode. It's just so good, right? Like dark mode, that's what I mean. And especially with these dynamic elements, I think he even pointed out that he used, and it's okay that you deployed it on something else, it doesn't matter. But yeah, he used Claude to create this entire thing. It's just so nice. So, I mean, one thing that I really want to point out is kind of these elements here, you know, these right here. This looks so good. This extra layer in between to add depth just looks so good on every website. But then other than that, it's just design skills that really pull this together, you know. If you want to check out like his AI storytelling, then check out the YouTube channel over here. He has some stories on here that he put together. But I mean, clearly, you know, very talented with the digital paintbrush here. And I just thought this looked so good. So there you go. So what do we add to our little AI vibe coding website inspiration? What do we call this? Like board? I think what we add is dark modes. Like, how do we formulate this? Like a dark mode. Like a dark mode that brings it all together, like a holistic dark mode, like I don't know, what would the word be? Like dark mode, like a total, like I call this total dark mode. I don't know, that's the best I got, but like it affects every single aspect of it, right? Like literally these elements, they change color, and it really makes the character pop. Black hole, that could be, yeah. It's just, I thought that's really a really unique implementation, and I wanted to show it off here. So great job right there. Then we're moving on to Aaron H. And Aaron actually pointed out that usually doesn't contribute to these challenges because he's building something in the, some bigger things, and usually these are like bite-sized challenges. But as we know from the community, he's a big fan of Carl Jung, and he actually combines quotes from Carl Jung with, what is this? I wasn't familiar with Musashi's warrior discipline, wisdom. And what it does here is it takes two quotes, every single day it updates with a new one, and it generates this kind of new insight, okay? And then what he included here is actually the ability for you to journal on top of the website. Like if you have any thoughts that this provokes, then you can reflect on them here. So I'm just reflecting, and then you can save the entries, and then the entries are saved to your journal on the website. And you can see all the past entries here, right? So again, what a feature, right? Like a built-in journal, something that might not be obvious immediately that you could do with your vibe-coded websites, but there you go. So let's just try this. Let's just see what today's reflection is. Okay, so everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Actually, this is one of the truest quotes ever. Whenever somebody like pisses you off right away, or you just like really, really don't like somebody, there's a lesson there about yourself. Most likely the thing you don't like about them relates to a core part of you that you might have not explored yet. I'll just not to get too deep here, but that's just from personal experience. Accept everything just the way it is. This is the Way of the Sword Miyamoto quote here. Okay, so accept everything just the way it is. Do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Okay, wise. Don't have much to add there. And then the reflection based on those two together. So I'm guessing he's using AI to combine the two. Is that right? Yeah, so the combinations, they're probably AI generated. So let's see, what's the combination of these two? What aspects of others' behavior trigger strong reactions in you today? How can you practice Musashi's acceptance while using Jung's insight to understand what these reactions revealed about your inner world? These work together super well, actually, no? Like, whenever you find something that irritates you in somebody, you gotta accept everything, you gotta accept that as it is. I guess this one doesn't really relate, but excuse me. Well, interesting. So I think the feature we want to point out here is quite clear. It's kind of this like daily reflections. Yeah, it's daily reflections thingy. Okay, let me see. How do I duplicate? Daily diary, right? Is that fair? Daily diary? Yeah, or like, yeah. Like daily diary that's stored on the website. Okay, that's good. Yeah, what is super cool, I agree. Igor Balin saying this one's great. Yeah, what a great little application. Thank you so much for submitting, Aaron. Okay, on to the next one. So we have another one from Dirk here. And this one from Dirk, this will be his submission, right? Because like we said, the newer one counts. You can submit 2 things, that's fine. And he said this entire thing was built by AI, okay? So this is not like developed by him step by step, but literally he just gave something to Claude Code. Claude worked for 12 minutes and he came up with this. This was his initial prompt. I suppose this was his follow-up prompt. And then voila, you had the full app deployed on Vercel, built with Claude inside of Cursor, I suppose. It did everything. It deployed the app online, everything A to Z, planning, execution, hosting. That's the power of these tools if you set them up once. So what is this about? Elevate your spirit one affirmation at a time. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. What's my vibe? And I'm feeling peaceful, actually. In the garden of your mind, cultivate thoughts that bloom with tranquility. Yep. We can actually... I had a fun idea before, but I don't think this is going to work as well. There's a new 11 Labs text-to-speech thing and the V3, and I wanted to kind of generate these things with it, but sometimes it glitches out a little bit. Maybe let's try it. If it doesn't work, let's trash it, but let's just do this.
I must not fear.
Okay, so that's good. So let's generate this speech and also let's enhance it. My idea was like we could take some of these vibe quotes and just have AI speak them.
In the garden of your mind, cultivate thoughts that bloom with tranquility.
There you go. Spoken by AI, generated by AI, on a website that was planned and hosted by AI, inside of a community that is all about AI. Doesn't get more meta than that. But there you go. A very simple one, but one that was completely A to Z created by AI. So that makes it pretty cool. And you can regenerate, and it has a unique feature too. I'm telling you, each one of these has something unique. This is crazy. Look at this. It has a daily streak that tracks that cookies your browser and then tracks if you were here yesterday, and then you can build in daily streaks. So clearly, this is our feature that we're gonna highlight here. Daily streaks. Not bad, not bad. Okay, on to the next one. Daily vibe codes challenge, antidepressant. Oh yes. Okay, so here we get into some of the submissions that are like character based, and where Amanda here actually didn't just think about creating the website. She thought about telling a story, and she thought about creating characters that could tell a story. And she clearly used, as you pointed out, I think GPT-4o to generate these images, and clearly a lot of thoughts went to this, and the community appreciated it here. This is so unique. Have a look at this. So the antidepressant helps you, I don't know, get out of a rut with the help of AI. Super simple website. All you got to do is pick your auntie. So which one do we like here? What about Auntie Hunty over here? Or about Auntie Lady Frost? No nonsense, first class. I don't know, I'm feeling Auntie Frost right here. So if we click her, we're gonna see that for today's day, we have this quote. Persevere with grace. The path to triumph is paved with unwavering resolve and dignity. And then maybe we can try our 11 Labs thing. I don't think we're gonna be doing this every single time, but I do wanna try this, and maybe let's pick a voice that fits that. How about a British woman? Okay, that sounds appropriate. This seems like a Auntie Lady Frost is British, surely. Okay, we got this. Enhanced, generate speech. So now we have it with a determined tone. This is a new feature in 11 Labs. If you haven't seen last week's. This is what I mean. It glitches out sometimes. Let's try.
Persevere with grace. The path to triumph is paved with unwavering resolve and dignity.
So just as a side note, like this is available for the API. So yeah, if you wanted, you could like link this up and have a feature where it reads it. Obviously, you'd be paying for the API credits, and V3 is not the cheapest. But yeah, so this is pretty amazing. And you can kind of like just pick Auntie Maya over here. Wisdom, power, soul. Let's see what she gives us. Rise with grace, for within you lies the power to illuminate the darkest paths. Beautiful. Even a sharing button here. Simple sharing button. But this website is so simple yet so powerful because it allows the user to interact. It allows the user to self-express in some sort of way. And it does it through relating to these characters here. So I think this, like, I would call this character quiz. Through this character quiz, you really achieve something. Like, I think this is the ideal form of kind of asking a question. Because then a picture is worth 1,000 words, and you can really express emotion by just kind of like picking one of these aunties depending on how you feel, right? So I would call this like character quiz. And yet again, super unique, super creative. So we'll just switch over here. Let's do that. I'm getting better at this. Look at that. Character quiz. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, generating custom AI images of characters plus text. Let's make this a little messy. There you go. That was too orderly. Perfect. Now, back at it. So we have many more submissions, but great job, Amanda. And thank you for also like iterating on this and improving it. She showed us that, hey, it took a bit to set it up, but hey, once she had the Claude Code and used ChatGPT to create the content, it just worked. And she asked Claude for suggestions of the workflow, and then ended up focusing on the content first, then the functionality with an ugly site, and finally making it look good. And yeah, and that worked super well for her. And she learned a ton doing this challenge. I would have thought to build as an exercise. It's not the kind of site I would have thought of to build it as an exercise, but it was a smart assignment because it required me to use so many AI tools in so many different roles. Amazing, amazing. Amanda, love to hear it. Sounds like you learned a lot along the way and created something super unique. Yeah, and now it inspires everybody else who might be watching this. Amazing. Okay. Carol asking, yeah, this last one from Dirk, yeah, this was made in 12 minutes. I believe it's like a one-shot prompt. Yeah, it's a one-shot prompt and it just created it in 12 minutes. Pretty impressive. Okay, let's move on to Gerhard's one. Gerhard has been vibe coding. I don't want to say, what's the word? He has been very resistant to the vibe coding trend. I think that's the word. Everybody, including Dirk and many others, were creating these websites inside of the community. And Gerhard was always like, this is so interesting to me, but I'm just not technical and I can't figure this out. And I have a Windows machine, so Claude Code is not as easy. He couldn't get VSL to work immediately. So Gerhard was like resisting this trend for a while, but then this challenge came around and Gerhard actually went along and did it. So he was inspired by Dirk's Zen app, and then he decided, okay, I'm gonna create one that generates haikus. And then he decided that he wants to imbue the haikus with Chuck Norris vibes. Perfect. Why not? Then he went ahead and tried Cursor because Claude Code didn't work for him immediately on a Windows machine. And it refused to download. Not so much check. Swiftly hopped on over to Dear Lovable, and that worked. So for anybody who feels any sort of like resistance or any sort of block, and if you haven't tried vibe coding yet, I do have to say, I think Lovable is the simplest alternative. You trade off some of the feature depth and some of like, I think the sweet spot, if you can do it, is sort of Claude Code, because it gives you a lot of depth. And it gives you a lot of possibilities, and it has this like crazy level of autonomy. And I don't say that because like they had some we partnered for 2 videos they sponsored 2 videos, but that is completely over. I just like legitimately what I said in those videos. I mean that like it is the best like overall package of like autonomy and agentic coding, but Lovable is the simplest because you just go on the website and you get like you kind of just type something and it creates the website, right? It's all there. Whereas Cursor is like more robust, but then Lovable is shipping something over the weekend, so we'll see. But anyway, point being, if you have like some sort of resistance towards vibe coding, yet you want to try it, and maybe you feel inspired by today's stream, Lovable is the one that you can kind of try while listening to this, right? You can just open it up, type something, boom, you have a website. I think you get 1 free credit per day. And if you want to get a bit more serious, I personally would recommend going the Claude Code direction rather than like the Cursor Windsurf direction, because that's really more for people who want to tinker and actually edit the code, I would say. Many caveats to that, but I think my personal favorite is Claude Code, and many people agree, and we can talk about that. But yeah, long story short, Gerhard did it. He even uploaded a video on some of his thoughts here, and this is the final website. And this is one of the sites because of which I wanted the audio to work, so now we can play the track. And explore. So, on this website called Warriors of the Way, you get to choose your warrior's energy. And once you choose the warrior's energy, it will produce a motivational quote just for you. Let's see what we get if we pick courage.
Bold moves win the day. Hesitation is defeated. I charge straight ahead. A little voice filter action.
There for you. Now it's off. But that's pretty epic, no? Like this whole thing changes every day. You could generate more of them. Risk means opportunity.
While others retreat in fear, I advance with pride.
Good website. With the music and everything. Is the music coming through? Yeah? So cinematic. Maybe we should just stay with the music throughout the entire video. I mean, just the power of music, man. Seriously, like that adds so much to it. It autoplays in many browsers. I think for mine I have it turned off. But yeah, you can do this. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. I want to do one more. So let's do one with wisdom, okay? Wisdom, we gotta go extra slow.
time reveals all truths. Patience and persistence conquer any foe.
And there you go. That's Gerhard's website right there. What can I say? Great job. What an amazing thing to kind of just create from scratch, you know? Just with a simple website. All it took was an idea. Chuck Norris imbued haikus. And then, yeah, you get to select your energy. You get a quote. There's a music player. Powerful. What do we take away from this one? Well, I would say the music integration there, which is also AI generated, by the way. He pointed that out here in his submission, that the music is made by AI. I thought I read that somewhere in here. But yeah, so what a powerful, powerful combination. So I think what we can say here is just AI, like AI music. Yeah, so this is a thing that many people forget, right? Like when you create a website, you can always like add other media into the background. You can add video, right? As kind of like a background tile to the landing page, right? You can do something like use Kling or use VO3 to generate that. Or you could add a background track that is also AI generated, right? So you can kind of piece all of these things that we're talking about here together. Dennis Schoenfeld asking, where can I buy merchandise, Gerhard? That's the thing. Somebody should have done that, like a merch store that is like where you can buy T-shirts with the custom quotes. Business idea. Yeah, there you go. Great work, Gerhard. Thank you for submitting this as per usual, and thank you for sharing with the entire community, even across the YouTube. Like, thank you for sharing your journey and how challenging it was at first. I mean, I know we talked in the community and like you mentioned multiple times how much you were kind of like struggling with the first site, with creating the first site, because some of these tools, they just didn't work. Like the downloads didn't work. Claude Code didn't immediately work for you in Windows. But then you just found another app and did it anyway. Amazing. Amazing. Thanks for the submission. Then we have Reverend. Reverend, what up? Reverend is also in chat here. Reverend has always been a super creative contributor, always coming up with like, I would say he's like you're like a deep thinker and a tinkerer, right? Is that accurate? That's how I would characterize you. Like you always come up with, at least that's what I've seen of you so far. You always come up with like the most unique like workflows. And this app here is no different, okay? So like what Nicholas, aka Reverend, did here, he created an entire application, okay? An entire SaaS that would be charging $19 per month just for you to get this. That's how feature-rich thing this is, okay? This is the most feature-rich vibe quotes app, the most feature daily quotes app that you'll ever see, I believe. Because what it does is it starts with a quiz. And I'm not going to take the time here. I think you should definitely try yourself. But I'm not going to be taking the time here to go through each one of these manually because we only have so much time and it's already been like 50 minutes. But it asks you about your personality here in different ways. What is your ideal motivation, etc. I'm just going to speed through these because there's 10 of them. But I think even this approach to like gathering context with a 10-question quiz is an amazing way to vibe code something, especially if you're going to be using AI on the back end. Because guess what? All of this is context you can pull into the prompt you'll be using later on. Super smart approach. And this is probably the most practical thing out of everything we cover here today that you could use for your own like vibe coded apps that use AI. Because context is king. And this way, with this many questions, you can really gather it. So yeah, interactive quiz right here. And then we get our results. So it gives me a personality profile. Based on all that, apparently I'm very sweet. I'm gentle and optimistic. Empathetic, encouraging, and warm-hearted. And I'm also a little silly. The fact that, like, I don't know. I'll let others judge if this is appropriate, but I don't know. I guess it's not the worst description I've heard of myself ever, although this was fully random. So I can see I'm level 1. I saved 0 quotes, My mood score is 85% today, and I have a 0-day streak going. So you can already see how many features are in here. There's a leveling progress that it saves based on my previous visits. I can track my mood today up here. And the way this works is actually, so I have to say, like, one thing that is not intuitive, for you to get your quote, you need to actually track your mood here. And I can say, okay, my mood today, amazing. Okay, amazing. And then it generates a personalized quote. So there it is. Free personalized quotes. You are loved and valued more than you know. Every step forward is progress, no matter how small. We'll pick this one because I think this is so appropriate to learning and adapting to all this new tech, you know? It's about these little baby steps, and then like after a month or so, you like wake up and you're like, whoa, what am I doing using a combination of 2 AI tools to kind of like do something that I thought was impossible a month ago? So every little step matters, and these sites are more than a little step. And what you can then do here, you can share it, you can copy it, you can save it with a comment, and then it's here. I've kind of tracked my mood, and I could even rate the quote. Look at that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, so many features. Then I could delete it if I wanted to. So yeah, incredible. I mean, I guess the only thing that could be added here, but yeah, it's like user management. So then you know, kind of incentivize users to come in here, and then you can do the daily streaks and everything. Right now, I think it's just cookie space, but hey, this is just a quick demo app for some silly challenge of an AI YouTuber out there, right? But oh boy, is this inspirative. Like, there's achievements, guys. Like, literally, if you have 10 quotes, you get an achievement. I love this. So what do we extract from here? I mean, what kind of like feature do we want to point out here in our little collection? There's so much here. I think it's the 10-step quiz, because then the 10-step quiz allows you to do this feature deep analysis. Like, I would say 10-step quiz into gamification, or maybe gamification. Maybe let's point out gamification, because we already have form into chatbot. That's sort of it, right? Like form into, but this is not form into chatbot. This is like more like form into game. Form into gamification. I like that. I think that's the one. Form into gamification. So let's do that. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, honestly, powerful concept. Nicholas also just sharing in chat right now that it only took him 2 hours to create this. So yeah, I mean, powerful. But I bet, like, man, you already knew what you were looking for, right? You were like coming in here and you were like, okay, let's gamify this thing. Let's add, you know, level tracking, achievements, all of this stuff. And you did. Great job. Great job. So yeah, right there, more context here. Lovely submission. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Then we're gonna pick the winners. You're also gonna get to vote on the winners. And then we do a little Q&A. / hangout session. We'll put on some samurai music and answer all of your questions. I'll catch up on some that I missed here in chat. There's a bunch of questions coming in, but I want to focus on the content here, so let's do that. Okay, Tanya. Just up front, Tanya, man, the look of this thing, the variety of these characters, and the fact how like aligned they all are, I am a big fan. I'm a big fan. And I just want to say, the fact that you used Bolt, ChatGPT, OpenAI for the API, 11 Labs, and Midjourney, all to create this one site, hats off. And you haven't ever used Bolt before. Yeah, you simply copied the task from the challenge and boom, created it. And then, yeah, the alien cast, Zuzuluv, Okulon, Knirkst, Omega, Lux, and Zodiac C. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Tanya's universe of AI vibe codes. The AI advice and encouragement from above. So there's 2 things here. First of all, there's the vibe code generator. And then there's the 11 Labs universe voice support, I guess. Okay, wait, my profile is actually covering this up. By the way, I'm scratching my nose sometimes because it's like crazy allergy season here in Portugal. Like all of these like beautiful, beautiful purple trees are blooming everywhere here in Lisbon, but I'm allergic to them, so it's a bit rough. But that's beside the point, just to explain what's up. But yeah, see this? So like there's this feature. So let's test out both, okay? So let's start out by looking at Zuzulov. And Gerhard, my apologies. Gerhard is pointing out that it's pronounced my bad, Gerhard. I hope I got that right. I hope nobody got insulted over that. Oh no, now that I touched my nose, it's a bit worse. Okay, so let's have a look at these vibe quotes. We need some voice changer to read these, no? I have a few here. I have a monstrosity one. How about this?
My dear, you are a radiant treasure, cherished and adored beyond measure.
Okay, that was too much, but anyway, you get the point. So, yeah, okay, I'm a radiant treasure. That's fantastic. So how about Knirkst? I love the graphic here. What is this? Like a dark orc lord. Looks great. Midjourney killed it. Aha. Okay, how about this? I think this is the moment in which like 11 Labs comes to the rescue because I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce this. How in the hell? What is this? Power 5 and Craig. Help. Guys, what do you think? How is this pronounced? We can also call the universe afterwards, and we will. Blondie? No, this is definitely not Blondie. This is more like fantasy, something like that. I don't know. Best voices for V3, yeah. Gaming. Wait, that's a good one. Unreal Tournament. Oh, no way. No way, they have the Unreal Tournament voice. Anybody remember that? Those are like the epic announcer voices, like Quadra Kill and stuff. Okay, I had no idea they had that. Okay, I really want to hear this. Enhance. Let's give this a little motion. He doesn't speak vowels. Okay, forcefully. Okay, I can't wait to hear this. I hope this voice is deep, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Okay, not happening yet.
Surgeon Power Thought!
I think that was... What? Okay, I think that's actually... Okay, that's a perfect voice for this.
Surgeon Power Thought!
I mean, come on, let's be real. That's exactly how this guy speaks, no? Someone create a chatbot where you can just talk to this guy, please.
KRGHNDPWRT!
I'm not sure that's how he speaks. But that's amazing. Oh my god. And the fact that there's an Unreal Tournament. Okay, I just have to screenshot this for my own sake. I'll be doing this later. Golden. So there's info there. Ah, I see. He embodies Okay, it doesn't really see here. I suppose it says here, right? He speaks only in consonants to save time in battle-like situations. Okay, I see. Okay, so we have one more here that I'll show you, and then we'll call the universe. So Zodiac C actually, he asks you for your, what is it called? Zodiac sign. That's it. Zodiac sign. And I believe I'm a fish. I'm a Pisces. So let's see. So what do we get here? With the moon entering your sign today. Okay, let's also do this one. No, let's not do that voice anymore, actually. It's a bit too aggressive. With the moon entering your sign today, Pisces, your intuition and emotional depth will be heightened. Trust your instincts in all matters, especially when making decisions or interacting with others. Take some time for self-care and reflection to recharge your sensitive spirit. Okay, beautiful. So as you can see, this also uses this sort of like form into AI-generated reply approach. Super powerful. Just generally super powerful. But last, but certainly not least, we'll call the universe. So let's see how this goes. But I'm covering it up again, huh? Yeah, but yeah, here I accept. This is the new, like not so new, 11 Labs agent feature. Actually, 2 weeks they updated it.
Hey there, you've called the universe. I'm here for you. What may I help you with?
Well,
I'm here, ready when you are. Is there anything on your mind that you'd like to explore?
yeah, actually, you know what? I'm live right now on YouTube.
That's
And we're
wonderful.
looking at different websites that were created with vibe coding tools, and they generate quotes. Now, I'm not sure in what tone I should be reading out the quotes. What do you think?
Ah, I understand. You're looking for the right tone to read quotes aloud for your YouTube channel. To best advise you, could you tell me more about the quotes themselves? Are they meant to be funny, serious, inspiring, or something else? Also, what kind of audience are you trying to reach?
An audience that
Still
is
there.
into cosmic guides and getting daily horoscopes or calling the universe.
Got it. For an audience interested in cosmic guidance and daily horoscopes, I'd suggest a tone that's warm, gentle, and a bit mystical. Think of it as sharing wisdom from a place of calm and
Okay, that actually worked super well. So yeah, there you go. I mean, heck, we just covered them on the news show, and this is gonna look sponsored, but no, this is just we're doing a live stream. But yeah, this is super good. So yeah, I think we're gonna point out this feature here because we already have the form into bot kind of thing, or like form into AI generated response on this one, and I think the other ones they just generate the quotes, right? So super cool website, super creative. I mean, honestly, Tanya, this is incredible, and yeah, I'm glad we found a good voice on 11 Labs for this. But I would point out this as kind of like the most unique thing here for our audience to take away. So I'm gonna switch over to here, and I'm gonna just duplicate it and call this like the voice agent, or like voice chatbot. Right? You can add this to every single website. It's a super simple integration. If you're working with something like Claude Code, you just literally tell it, you give it a link to the documentation, or like you just copy over the documentation, and it sets up the whole thing for you. Integrating this also manually is really simple. So yeah, you can just do that. Very nice, very nice. So you can call the universe, and that's the one. We got a few more. Let's wrap this up here, huh? We have one from Aaron coming in. So this one is super cool, but it's not really relevant to the challenge, okay? So Aaron, great job on creating this game. Like, he was super nostalgic about a game and recreated it. It's obviously not what the challenge asks for here. Nevertheless, I'm gonna quickly play it. Apparently, this was before my time. I remember my first game ever, quick story time, was playing Spider-Man on floppy disk in our old Windows computer that, I don't know, it was one of these like huge beige boxes with a monitor that was the size of half this table, I suppose. It was like, you know, the old CRT monitors, and it was 2D Spider-Man, which he could like shoot his little webs and balls, and there was like enemies. It was so simple. I was like 5 years old and blown away by it, kind of like addicted playing it. It was my first experience with computers. I suppose this was before my time. I remember Morhoon afterwards. I remember playing Space Invaders and Snake on my mom's phone always, like the old Nokia. But this I never encountered. Anybody here in chat encountered this game before? Man, Aaron recreated it here. And he gives a little bit of backstory here. And what you can do is you can just go here and you can start the game. And you can start playing. And all I'm gonna do is get a new high score here. Shouldn't be too hard. Because before I only had... I need to reload. New high score. And now I can change to Magnum, I suppose. Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. Enough for this. So, super cool game, but obviously not, you know, what we asked for in this challenge, but the community loved it anyway. Great to see. And then we have Carol. Carol always with the unique creations, and also Carol said that, hey, she hasn't built a website before, but she figured it out. And yeah, And figure it out, she did. Look at this. As per usual, a bug-themed thing from Carol. And yeah, we can just begin. So you get to pick one of these. One to three that vibe with me. Okay, this guy's definitely not vibing with me. How about this guy? Okay, I like bees and wasps. I mean, kind of. Also this guy. Scorpion flies. Okay, that sounds scary. Okay. Not sure many of these really vibe with me, but we'll go with the bees and wasps. And then what can we do? We can scuttle the bugs. Okay, this is like mix them up. Ah, so there's more. Ah, so let's pick some that actually like vibe with me. Ah, butterfly and a beetle. How basic. And then we can release the bug oracle wisdom. And we get recommendations from sound effects. So yeah, wait. And she implemented text-to-speech. I think this is Google text-to-speech, which is completely free, by the way, if you're not aware. You don't need an API key. Google has this like super simple text-to-speech model. Oh no.
Oh really? Oh really?
Yay! Whoopee!
It's just random sound effects. Okay, but it was another one with the sound effects, but with the Google text-to-speech. But as you can see, yeah, you get quotes from your favorite bugs right here. Butterfly by day or moth by night? Why choose? You prove that beauty doesn't require a specific schedule. Some flowers bloom in sunshine, some in moonlight. Both feed souls. Perfect. So, as you can see, you can share this right away. This is a fantastic Twitter share feature, by the way. This is the way to implement it. But I think the one thing we'll highlight on this one is the fact that you can add sound effects. So both when it's kind of like generated the quotes and this button here.
Oh, really?
Give you sound effects. So yeah, great job, Carol, for overcoming like the creative block you had and for actually doing this. And sound effects. And look at that screen filling up with all sorts of inspiration. I mean, isn't this crazy? Like we have so many of these. Hey, where's my good little pen? Over here. We have so many of these over here, and there's a few more going to be added into here. I mean, you could build a website, and this is like your menu of inspiration for the website. You know how to do it. You saw that a lot of people with absolutely no tech literacy whatsoever did it too. Now you can do it too. All right, let's have a look. Final submissions. So Sarfaraz, like Ahmed here, submitted 2 sites. I think one of them was his first try, and then the second one, he actually created a more innovative app. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna skip the first one because this is like a relatively simple SaaS kind of boilerplate type of app. And you can see it right here, but I think the second app is really where he actually got into the groove and actually built it for the challenge. So we're going to be looking and judging this one. So in this one, you can do a few things. First of all, he implemented like camera access. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to pick one of these. So what am I feeling right now? Right now, I'm feeling neutral, actually. Yeah, neutral. Select this. And then you can, I think I've used this before. That's why it was already here. But we can just do this. He has login, he has image recognition, and all of that. So for my mood, he gives me this quote: embrace the unknown with an open heart, for with every challenge lies an opportunity for growth and transformation. And then you can heart it, which prompts you to log in. You can share it across all of these. That's pretty nice. Is this the good Twitter integration? Yeah, it is. And you can
embrace the unknown with an open heart, for within every challenge lies an opportunity for growth and transformation. By AI Companion.
Okay, so this is the text-to-speech that I was talking about. You can freely implement this. There's no API cost required. I remember I built like a thing a year ago that used it. I'm not exactly sure on the details, but you can just ask any one of these apps to implement Google text-to-speech, and it will do this like quite terrible, but free quality whenever you need it.
Embrace the
So that's the feature I would highlight here. Also, you can do visual input, and obviously has login management. And there's a little chatbot with which you can chat to, which is kind of sweet. And all of this was vibe coded based on the challenge. Yeah, there's details on everything and how he did it. And yeah, he hosted it via Netlify, which is super simple. Also, I won't be really judging if it's Vercel or Netlify or like a Claude artifact or whatever. Like all of that works. Point is like just use AI in the creation and use AI in the final website, and then you're good for the challenge. Ahmed is Turkish like me. Panika, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he's from. Yeah, but maybe. But yeah, sweet little website with a lot of features too. And I think one that we'll highlight here for our purposes is the free Google TTS. I think that's a super good one. Okay, let's look at our last submission here, which would be Craig's 3D AI-powered daily motivational quotes and affirmations. And this was actually submitted a day ago, so I haven't seen this one. I'm seeing this one for the first time. To be fair, we did have a deadline on the submissions, but then it was extended. I think the deadline was like yesterday. So depending on your time zone, if you submitted this like yesterday, I think this should be still good to go. I mean, certain times of like, it's okay. It's borderline. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll consider this. I just haven't seen it yet. So I'll review it now. Okay. So let's have a look. What did you do? Unique AI-driven motivational content application that delivers daily motivational quotes and affirmations tailored by user-selected vibes. Okay, let's just try it out. How's the user experience? Okay. In 2D and 3D. Okay, so let's try the 2D one first. Okay, so I have a growth mindset. Okay. And there's the quote. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Now let's go to the 3D motivational maze. This is what I'm really curious about. Ooh. Growth mindset, positive thinking. Can I click these? Can I move around? I can move around. Okay. Mouse doesn't work. Mobile controls, what does that mean? Then I have to swipe. Okay, disable. Okay, so the mouse doesn't work, but let's just walk into... Ooh, I can run too. Okay, positive thinking. Let's go into positive thinking. What? Are you serious? It's a 3D maze? And if you open a door, you get your quotes. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. That's pretty damn amazing, man. I mean, WSD, shift, space, open, mobile, tilt to move, tap to open. Okay, so I see. So I don't need the mouse here. So all I do is this, and then I can hit enter and it opens. Interview insights. Every success story is a tale, constant adaptation. Okay. So if this is not creative, I don't know what is. He used a 3D game with a maze to make his point. I want to know more. He created a marketing agent and then used the custom interface creation functionality to build the application. Okay, I would love to hear more about that. What do you mean? What kind of app is this? AI Sheldon. Free.js, okay, immersive 3D maze. Users receive fresh, unique motivational quotes. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So the 2D is pretty basic, obviously, but the 3D part? Damn. Okay, so obviously all of this is AI written. Fair enough. Interactive navigation. Okay. No, this is really cool. So I just want to... okay. This is so unique. This is so unique, Craig. I mean... Thank you for submitting this, honestly. I just want to like know more about what is Sheldon AI agent. Okay, so is this something you created? I suppose. So if I go onto the social media links, LinkedIn, is this... Yeah, this is probably something that Craig created here, but I mean, how amazing. Let's see.
This is an example of a custom interface This is an example of a custom.
By the way, it's something, having run an ITA
an event. Again,
Okay, interesting. I'll look into this. Super cool
as
project.
chart.
But yeah, so this is probably his project, I'm guessing. And yeah, I mean, what a unique result. Like, I want to learn more. Super cool. Yeah, please leave some context under here. Maybe, Craig, if you see this later on, you can just leave a comment here telling us about more about your project and what you do. But like, how cool is that, no? Like, what a unique approach. So yeah, okay. So I have to ponder my results here because this is pretty unique. Okay, this got a little stuck, but that's okay. Because he just kept walking. Huh? Can walk back in. There's a mini map too. Can full screen. Okay. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. So yeah, Shay said missed this one. He submitted yesterday, which is like on the cutoff, and it's okay. We consider it. So that was pretty amazing. Let me add the very last one. Now, let me ask you, everybody here, tell me, which one of these do you think was the most creative and had the smoothest user experience? Or which one of these was your favorite? This is the time. Leave a comment in chat with one of these words, okay? Which one of, like, okay, you watch the stream, right? So which one of these features, aka submissions, did you like the most? Not features, like which one of these submissions did you like the most? You can either use the name of the submission or you can use the word on screen right here. So if you liked the one with the form into chatbot, where is it? Over here. Then just say form into chatbot. Please leave a comment. What we'll do here is we'll look at all the comments over the next minute or so, and then we'll put up a little poll and you get to vote on the top 3, okay? So let's do this right now, and then your vote will be weighed in with my team's opinion and my opinion, which are already formed. Actually, I might have to reconsider mine with this like amazing last submission here. Let's have a look. But as you do that, I'll put on a little bit of music. I'll get to my notes and we'll run this little competition here and pick a winner, all right? So while we do that, a little bit of music, and let me add the final one. 3D game, huh? Comment your favorite now. Okay. So the votes are already coming in. We have a few comments coming in here. Carl, no worries. You just came in. Okay. Fair enough. It would also not be fair to vote if you haven't seen all of them, right? So let's just see what the people who are around. Garrett is saying voice chatbot. Okay, voice chatbot getting a vote. Daily diary. The samurai tune. I think that's a good point, Gerhard. We can play the samurai. But if I go to like the sound sharing, then we lose the audio. Well, no, we lose this beautiful interface here on which I can draw. I don't want to do something silly. I can like do a mustache like this, huh? You could do anything. I mean, honestly, like the educational value of this is pretty good. You could like kind of do this, but I mean, what else could you do? You could be like, you could do like a haircut. Okay, I'm just messing around while I wait for your responses. More comments, please. Randall says the third to last submission. So you liked the 1, 2, 3. You liked this one or the bug one? Was it this one? This would be the free Google TTS. And by the way, for anybody just tuning in, what we were doing is we issued a challenge to our YouTube community, newsletter community, and private community. And we asked everybody, hey, create a website that generates new quotes every day with vibe coding tools. Submit that website to our challenge. And then we just spent, well, almost 90 minutes reviewing all of the submissions and pointing out the unique features on those websites that you too could be building into your vibe coded sites, right? You see all of them on screen right now. So these are all the features. If you're interested in one of them, you can just go back and watch the recording of the stream. And these are just unique features that you could be using. If some of these doesn't make sense, then you'll have to just check out the video or some of the submissions that are available in the public area of our community for now. Soon they will be archived into the paid area. But the idea is people create websites and then the winners get a yearly membership and cash and quarterly memberships and all that. So now we're in the final phase where you can vote, you can leave a comment, you can say what you like the most. So we have more. We have Randall saying he liked the last 3D submissions. And then we have Mike saying the one with the space creatures. Ah, you like this one, huh? This Tanya's one. So let's look at some of the favorites. Even if you just tuned in, just share which one you like the most. We have the space creatures with the form in here and the Level Labs integration. We had this 3D game that we just looked at a minute ago that was mentioned right here. Like a 3D maze, which you can like run through. And then if you find a door, you can open it with the press of a button. A few more votes and we'll put up a poll. Perseverance. This was one. Then we had, what else? Voice chatbot 3D AI music. So voice chatbot, I believe, was 1, 2, 3, 4. Was this one? I know, that was the game. 3D AI music. Gerhard had the AI music here with his warrior challenge. Space creatures with the voice chatbot. Okay, that's what you mean, the space creatures. Okay, so we're already seeing a theme here. This is AI music. Okay. Okay, so as we play this epic tune generated by Gerhard with his Haiku Warrior quote generator, I'm gonna put up a poll, okay? I'm gonna put up a poll right here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna vote on the 3 favorites. So I'm seeing a theme. I'm gonna put up a new poll here. It's gonna be up in a second. Vote for your favorite website. Option 1 was the voice chatbot. I'll call it the alien voice chatbot by Tanya. That one came up multiple times here. Then we have the 3D submission. 3D Space Maze by Craig, right? Yes. By Craig. And what is the third one? The Daily Diary. We have a vote for Daily Diary. Interactive sound. Which one was that? Not sure which one is the interactive sound. Ah, that was the suggestion for the voice. For the name I see. Yeah, and we have space creatures. Okay, so we have a lot of votes for space creatures. So I'm gonna add one more option here that came up. The Daily Diary. The Daily Diary quotes. That was the 4th one from the bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we have Daily Diary by Aaron. That was the 3rd one. Okay. So the poll is live. Everybody who's here can head on over and can check out the poll and just leave a quick vote. It's above the chat. We have our top 3. And yeah, I would appreciate if you voted. Your voice matters. Your vote is going to be counted. And then we have a result from our team. And we have a result from me, which I have to. And as you vote, I'll kind of like collect my final thoughts here. Vote for your favorite now. One more song and we get the winners, okay? Vote for a favorite now. Okay, taking my final notes here. Okay. So we're looking at this, and we're looking at this with the vote. That was the one with the diary, combining quotes. This was Tanya's one. And this is the 3D one. Okay. How's it looking? Ooh, okay. So the vote is quite clear here from the audience. Yeah, so seems like we have some results. Okay, final 10 seconds of the vote. Francesca Bacon with the opinions out here, man. Or lady, you have a point, Yeah, we have a poll just with 3 options. Yes, we picked the top 3 options from chat. If you have other opinions, you can also leave a comment. That's fine. Will be considered. Yeah, fantastic submissions, everyone. I mean, honestly, this one is so hard to judge. That's why I also decided I wanted to like involve your opinion on it and not just ours, because like honestly, a lot of this comes down to personal preference. We have somebody also voting for the auntie one. I believe that was here, the antidepressant. I mean, you can just see how much love went into this one, no? These custom images. Okay, so I think we have our results. We're gonna wrap up the poll here. Francesca Bacon wants more options. Well, don't worry. I mean, we had the chat open before and we pulled the top 3 options from the most recurring votes in chat. So hey, we did what we could here, but thank you for your vote. It has been considered. Okay, so with that being said, I think I personally am ready to announce the top 3 winners, okay? So, starting out, okay? Just to recap, they had to build a website. We're judging it on creativity and user experience. The prices are a yearly membership and $100, and then 2 quarterly memberships for the second and the third price. And at this point in time, I just wanted to say one final thank you to everybody who submitted. So creative. We learned so much. These are all the different things that you could implement into your own vibe coded apps that we learned from this. But without further ado, I don't want to stretch this out any longer. I'm going to share with you who, well, we're sort of aligned on some of these, I suppose. We have the team vote, we have my vote, and we have the community vote. And combining all 3 of those, I think there's a clear winner. We're going to start from the first spot here. The first price, a yearly membership valued at $850 to the AI Advantage community and $100 in cash go to... You guys know who it is. Tanya, great job. What an application. Where is it? Let's pull it up right here with the music. Congratulations, Tanya. You win the first prize with this incredible app. Let's call the universe one last time. Contracts. Congrats, Tanya. This is incredible work. the fact that you haven't done this before, and the fact that you managed to pull together all these tools, integrate 11 Labs voice
Hey
calling.
there, you've
created
called the
6 characters.
universe. I'm here for you. What may I help you with?
Universe, listen, Tanya just won the challenge. What do you have to say about that?
Ah, Tanya won the challenge. That's wonderful. It's always fulfilling to see someone achieve their goals. What does this victory mean to you?
What it means to me that we'll get to hang out with Tanya and build further apps like this. Big congratulations to Tanya for actually making this happen. I am desperately looking at my soundboard and looking for this little applause button that is over here. Finally found it. Finally found it. And yeah, with that being said, Tanya, congratulations. We'll be in touch in the community. Prize money goes to you. Yearly membership for free goes to you. Incredible work right here. Honestly, the diversity of the characters, the creativity on display here, and the fact that you told your story and also shared how you did this, although this was hard. Amazing work. Let's get to our second and third place winners. I think everybody here in chat agrees that like Tanya is the winner. The poll, 73% of the votes say the alien voice chatbot. You didn't just win the community vote here, you also won my vote, and you also won the team's vote. Everybody said Tanya first. So Tanya, a big congratulations. Sort of takes it all home here for you. And then for second and third place, I'm gonna make this quick. Second place going to Antidepressant. Again, we just love this creativity of using multiple tools and that you'd manage to like show your personality by doing this. It's simple yet powerful, and you can just see how much creativity and love went into these different characters. It makes a great experience here on the site, and also the story you told along with like how you made it happen, how much of a struggle it was. Simpler user experience, super easy to do. Second spot to you. Welcome to the community, quarterly membership to you. And then the final one, as voted by both the community and me. The team actually didn't have this one in the top 3, but both here in chat and myself, we had this on third spot, and therefore the third one goes to Aaron for this combination of 2 quotes from different worlds, using AI to mix these 2 together to share unique insights. Aaron, congratulations on a free quarter in the community. This feature here where you can actually reflect on these AI generated quotes and leave your thoughts and then save that entry and then make this website into your very own thing. I think this is super powerful inspiration that a lot of people could take away for their own vibe coded websites. Obviously, this would work best if you have user authentication, but then you get them to come back to the site and to use it regularly. And this is super easy to implement with AI. And as you can see, by taking A and taking B, some things that only you might know or some pieces of knowledge that are based on your interests, just mix 2 different things with AI and you might just get something unique. Add a feature to it, add one of these many features to it, and I think you have a formula for success on creating a successful or at least unique and creative vibe-coded website. You have a bunch of features here that you can now take inspiration from. We have 3 new winners in the community. Can't wait to welcome you in there and can't wait to see what else you'll be creating with O3 Pro and all the other apps that are coming out these days. And a big congratulations to all of you and a genuine thank you to everybody who submitted, including everybody hanging out in chat. We have so many great people here contributing. And while it might not, be the biggest community in the world, we're also not really trying to do that. We keep it real. We do these hard challenges. We share content that is a bit more niche. And my motto in life always has been quality over quantity. And I gotta say, when I see this chat, when I see the thoughtfulness, when I see the community events, when I see everybody kind of just sharing their journey, like you can see that these are not just intelligent and kind-hearted people, but they're also like deeply thoughtful about what they do and how they operate in the world. And this challenge shows that more than any challenge before, I think. Each one of these is super unique. We compiled this list of different features that you could be using, but it was so easy to compile because all of you are so creative and so proactive in doing stuff and building things and not just watching what's happening, but actually doing something about it. half of this list of the people in this challenge, half of these people never created a site before, never wrote a line of code. But look at that. Look at that. We have a dozen websites that didn't exist before. Each one of them better than the other. Like, seriously, there was not a single one on here that was like, whatever. Seriously, like, have you seen the stream? Like, which one of these, like, name one which was like, whatever. Each one of them was amazing. I mean, heck, I even like, I feel bad because like some of these, like, come on, this is like one of the most unique sites I've ever seen. Like, and really, like this, and then this affects kind of the personality of the quote, and you can whisper into the wind. Like, this is so cool. But someone had to win. It was Tanya in this case. Well deserved. And yeah, that is the challenge for today. Thank you, everybody. Big applause to the winners. And I think to round it out, we'll just do a very simple little Q&A. I skipped a few questions over the past 1.5 hours because we had to get through this. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to like swipe over to a new thing. You can enjoy a little more of my handwriting right here. Hello. I'm just having fun with my new kind of like drawing setup here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take some questions. So big congrats to everybody. Francesco Bacon, great to have you here. Great job, everyone. Oops. There you go. Great job, everyone. Francesco Bacon approves. Great profile picture. And Dennis says, the community was the best decision of the year for me. Learned a lot in this one. Stop it, Dennis. Stop it, Dennis. It's great to have you, though, Dennis. You're a creative one, too. Damn. Great to have you around. So let's have a look. Let's go through these comments, answer some questions, have a little discussion. If you have wanted to ask something, you know, now is the time. And then we're going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. Let's see. AI Q&A. So much happening, huh? I mean, we got 2 new flagship models over the last week. Like, we got Gemini 2.5 Pro updated. O3 Pro yesterday. Crazy. Let's see. Yeah, everybody just saying that all the entries were great. I mean, I agree. I agree. So many. Silo asking if you can I vote for my own app. Yeah, you can. But there you go. As of right now, by the way, we don't have another challenge ready to go. We're kind of focusing our resources. We're reworking the entire event schedule in the community. We have a lot of guest experts now. So we have like the head of sales for Meta NA, teaching AI for sales and marketing. And that's pretty cool in the community. Big shout out Albert. 2-part workshop, second one happening tomorrow. Then we have many more people coming in. We have a hackathon winner from San Francisco coming in, teaching you vibe coding in July. That's coming up in 3 weeks. A lot of cool things going on in the community, but like we have to like allocate resources. So no challenge right now. I'll be back, and next time we'll actually schedule the stream so you'll know in advance. I promise. I'll do it myself. Let's see. What other questions did we get? Aren't zodiac signs pseudoscience? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a weird one, no? Like, I want to say yes, you know, like rationally, like, yeah, of course they are, but then on the other hand, there's something to it. Like, why does it have so much, you know, like, why does it have so much weight with humans? And you know, like, I want to say there's something there, you know? Like, it's just like with religions, like with certain, no, I think like religions go deeper, but I don't know. I want to say yes, but no, like maybe there's, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, honestly. But like, I don't think it's a clear yes. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a clear no either, just to be clear. But I'm like somewhere in the middle on that one. Like, I think there's some value to it. I think if something resonates with that many people on like a global scale, you know, like universally, there's some value to it. And then is it pseudoscience? Yeah, probably. Like, it's not scientific, right? Like, I don't think there's any peer-approved studies that kind of like confirm that whole like universe, zodiac signs. But then also if something like resonates with that many people, and if so many people find like meaning in it, that alone is worth something. I don't know. That's all I gotta say on that. Do you think superpowers will be possible with future technology? Panika coming in with the easy questions today, huh? My man, of course. Like, what do you mean? Like, have you tried the new voice models? Like, the new ChatGPT thing, it almost works like a functional universal translator. If that's not a superpower, I don't know what is. Of course, O3 Pro, thinking for 20 minutes and creating something that would take you like a day to create, like a year ago, that's a superpower already. Yeah. Okay, what else? So much love for the different sites here. Like, honestly, these are so unique. Ryan saying, just want to see O3 Pro. Yeah. So, question, anybody on the Teams plan has it yet? Because I checked my own Teams plan, I don't have it yet. I checked my Pro plan, I have it, but not on the Teams plan yet. Anybody here with a Teams plan who has it? Also, one thing that I always forget, hey guys, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like. I always forget to say that. Bad YouTuber. Bad YouTuber. Ask the audience to like. It helps. It really helps. It's like crazy. Like when I ask it, the videos do so much better. But I never do. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like. Thank you. I think those are the major questions here. Actually, not that many questions coming in. Anything here to round it out? Arnab Gupta adding, because... Okay, we have an astrology discussion here now, I suppose. AI channel doing astrology discussions. Okay, I won't go deeper into this, but I think this is a good opinion. It is misinterpreted. Culture nuances got mistranslated, and now it's pseudosciences. I think that's a good point. Like, there's something there at the core that, like you know, like, just through the fact that it resonates with so many people and that so many people find kind of a sense of, like, just that so many people feel heard by it and, like, that it reflects their inner workings in some way, just that let alone gives it value, I would say, you know? And while it's not science, yeah, I think people are smarter than than one would assume on like a meta level, right? There's like, not everything is IQ. Anyway, let's end the zodiac sign discussion there. Yeah, they're definitely like empirical evidence. We can agree on that. Okay. And also, like, if I go on a date with a girl and like in the first 5 minutes, she starts talking about zodiac signs, suspicious. Usually, like, I'm just saying, like, right off the bat, right? If they say something like that, it's like, how about, I don't know, let's talk about you, me, the world. That's just like, if you meet somebody, like, especially on a date, right? Like, if you meet somebody and, like, they start talking about, like, religion or politics, like, in the first few minutes, it's like, what's going on here? What's going on here, right? Okay, enough. Gerhard identifies as zodiac sign Austrian. You bet. What is that? What is zodiac sign in German, actually? Hold up. Sternzeichen, huh? Yeah. Okay, this chat loves the zodiac signs, from what I can tell. But I mean, some good opinions here. I like it. You know, this is what I love about this community. Like, nobody's openly just like shouting and like hateful and like, there's a good little pocket of people. I love it. Okay, Dennis, are you Austrian German? I'm not sure right now. Kangaroo Gerhard? Sternzeichen, yeah, there you go. Okay, any final questions? Any notes on like the stuff that released now? I mean, I'm just in the middle of this week's News You Can Use research. There's a lot of interesting stuff, but I think two big ones are clearly new Gemini model and O3 Pro. And also, if you haven't seen this yet, no, you're going to see it in the newsletter tomorrow. We have some fantastic shares. Oh, time for self-promo. Anybody here who's not on the newsletter, it's free. You get a free prompt template in the beginning and a few days of AI education, and then 1 newsletter a week, no ads, no bullshit. Inclusive prompt of the week, video of the week, story of the week, app of the week. Super simple curation newsletter, but we really like distill it hard. It's hand curated by me and Daniel, the writer, and it's great. Everybody loves it. So if you're not on the newsletter, get on there. myaiadvantage.com/newsletter. Anyway. Okay. Do you think you can launch a powerful MVP with V0 and Supabase that can make you real money? What do you mean? Of course. Of course. So many examples out there already. Like, I think the marketing part is the tricky part, right? Like, because most of the good ideas, they've been turned into apps already by devs who developed things before the era of like, you know, just prompt and speak it into existence in like a day or two. But of course you can do it. You know, just hook up Stripe payments to those two and you have a stack that works. Now, will even the best of those applications that right now are doing super well have paying subscribers 12 months from now? That's a tough one. That's a whole different question. But can you build something that like works today? Sure. I think if it gets big enough, it will just be gobbled up by the big providers. They'll just add it as a feature. But V0 Supabase, yeah, fantastic stack to do it, for sure. Or is it Supabase? My bad. I think I mispronounced that, didn't I? I think, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm not a dev. I'm not a dev. I'm a self-taught Python coder, and I have a grasp on all these apps that come out now. Good enough to teach people who are going from 0 to 1 or 1 to 10, but not as good as people who have been doing this, you know, for the entire life as a job. And I've always been upfront about that. But it's incredible what you can do now. Also, as per usual, I mean, this is nothing new under the sun, but the best way to generate these ideas is look at problems that you're having and try to solve them with these tools. I mean, it's always been the same thing, but like that's probably the best thing because you want to build something really niche. And then marketing is the great part, yeah. Yeah, Shay saying the right thing. You need a clear target audience, yeah. Yeah, Arnab saying, I'm loving Manus and GenSpark. Yes, so we actually did extensive like testing of these agents, and GenSpark is the most capable one right now. They even added like an AI browser thing yesterday, I think. This is going to be covered in Friday's news. You can use just briefly, but yeah, they have a new browser that you download with the agent built in. So they released like a custom browser. Super interesting. All right. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for today. It's been almost 2 hours. God damn. So I hope this was interesting to you. Remember, these are the inspirations. If you're inspired by the stream, take one of these, build them into your app, or take your base idea and then pick multiple of these. And you can kind of like do a little Lego thing, right? Maybe let's do an idea. So let's say we're doing a new vibe code generator, a completely new kind of vibe code generator. What could we do? Well, we could maybe do a character quiz, start with a character quiz, right? It could start with that. The character quiz, so it starts, the landing page is just clean with like multiple characters, like, hey, pick your character. Okay, this is not ideal. Then from the character quiz, you could easily move on to, let's see. Well, from the character quiz, you could pull in the context and launch into a chatbot style thing. Oops. Right? So the character, so you pick a character and then you lead into a chatbot. And then the chatbot, and I'm just thinking spontaneously here, could lead you into, it could quiz you, and then you could save that to a daily diary. And you could use all the context that is gathered with gamification elements, maybe? Or maybe then you have like multiple styles that you can style the entire website in, your diary in, you can make it personalized. And only then do you give them a login form, right? And they're gonna be like, wow, I talked to this bot, I picked my favorite character, I wrote a diary entry, and I picked my style. I wanna save this. And then boom, you have a user. And yeah, and whatever you do then, you have context on the user, you have their style preference, you have their character preference. I don't know, you can do anything on top of that. Ravi Sharma, I'm a new digital marketer. Can I join your team without charging anything? Ravi, thank you so much, but we're well served, and we don't do free work. Everything we do with the team is paid because we are a business, and if you do good work, you should also be paid for it. So I appreciate that, but the most valuable asset on this earth, especially when it comes to my life, is our time. So, you know, if you do good enough work to be paid, you can always shoot us an email, igor@myadvantage.com. If you create a post that we really like or that you think is really good, you can send it over. We'll have a look at it, but we don't work with people for free. All right. The AI Drive download is great in Genspark. It can scrape data too. Yeah, for scraping, it's amazing. Yeah, there's a feature, if you didn't know, you could send it across the internet and have it download media, and then use that media as context. Yeah, it really makes me think that product is getting so like feature full that like OpenAI is gonna have to make a move soon, because like they might be just one feature away from going viral and like taking some of their market share. The second that happens, they'll launch GPT-5. Just saying. Okay. All right. Yep, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Hope this was inspiring to you. And yeah, if you liked any of this, then consider joining the community. This is what we do in there. We do live events, we do workshops, we are doing courses. Wink, wink, new one coming in less than a month. And it's probably the best deal to be in the community because the pricing might change until then. That's just a little hint. If you're into the free content, definitely check out our newsletter. Other than that, we have some amazing videos coming up. One on automations versus AI agents, news you can use on Friday, and several more in the pipeline. My name is Igor. I love doing these, and I only love it and can do it because of you. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. That's it. That's all I have for today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And see you soon on the channel or across the internet. Bye-bye.